Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. I am a speech language pathologist turned homeschool mom, and I have a pre-K-er and a first grader. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing Singapore Dimensions PKA. So here is my review on it. Disclaimer, if you hear banging, it is my children playing upstairs. What you gonna do? We're homeschool moms. We have children. So Singapore Dimensions PKA. So the basis behind this curriculum is that you start at a very concrete level, and in each chapter you build from a concrete understanding of a skill and build and build and build using visual information, using tactile information, using movable manipulatives. So from that concrete up to an abstract understanding of the concept. And for PKA, I'll review the chapters with you guys. So chapter 1 is match, sort, and classify. Chapter 2 is compare objects. Chapter 3 is patterns. Chapter 4 is numbers to 5 part 1. Chapter 5 is numbers to 5 part 2. Chapter 6 is numbers to 10 part 1. And chapter 7 is numbers to 10 part 2. So that's the contents of this curriculum, and the age range for this curriculum, it's pre-kindergarten. So a 4-year-old at my son's, which is my son's age, is the perfect age, in my opinion, for this curriculum. So the components of this curriculum, the child has their textbook, their workbook, and then the teacher has the teacher's manual. Now this is the teacher's guide. There's also a home educator's guide. The teacher's guide, this is the one that you want. This is so packed full of book recommendations, of center recommendations, of song choices, just everything you can possibly do to teach math is in this. Like, I didn't even do of the extras added to this curriculum other than the textbook and the workbook. I probably did 10%, if less, of all the activities available in this curriculum. It is just chocked full. Let me give you an example of one lesson. So there's a lesson for tall and short, and in this lesson it has the objective and then the lesson materials you might need, and then so it has the explore. So this is basically what you are gonna have the child learn, and it has some good questions for you to ask, and it has some good key points. So for example, introduce the terms taller than, tallest, shorter than, and shortest. So it has some good information for the teacher to read from, so you are guided in what to teach the child, and not just like, here, teach them tall and short. You're really given information, and an abundance of information on how to teach them. So there's the explore section. This correlates to their textbook. So the child has their textbook, and they are looking at the textbook page while you're looking at this page. Then it has the learn section. In this, it's so cute. It says, have students look at 3 friends and compare their heights. So obviously we didn't do this section, but we looked at these 3 friends to compare the heights. So like I said, this manual is designed for the classroom. And if there is a pre-K classroom using this curriculum, kudos to you, because from what I understand, from my experience, pre-Ks don't have structural curriculum like this offered. It's just, I've never seen it. Now on the next page, it has the other textbook page, and the instructions for that are given. And it says, read Sophia's directions aloud. And then what is so great about this, it has whole group play, small group center play, and then you can even extend the play. And these are all different suggestions, such as whose toy is the shortest, sorting, using blocks, dress up, draw that structure and then extend the play with spaghetti structures and the materials you might need for that activity. So like I said, that's just one lesson, and it is just chocked full of so much more than I could do every single day in a lesson. Now, moving on to the child's textbook and the child's workbook. So the child's textbook, I will open to that same example that I showed you. This is what you saw in my teacher manual, this tall, short, so they have to, so you're looking at exactly what they're looking at, and then there is usually a workbook page to go along with it so that you know that they are understanding the concept. So that would be a lesson. But then to go along with the textbook, there's also a workbook to even more so reinforce those concepts. So in the workbook, there's usually 2 pages per lesson. So let me show you again, using that tall and short lesson. So they had a workbook page to review tall and short, and the directions are color the tallest one. Very straightforward for a 4-year-old. And then the next page, it says circle the shortest one. So my pre-Kers circled the shortest one. You can barely see it though. These lessons are very appropriate for a 4-year-old, using pictures that are familiar to them and using language that is very concrete, simple, to the point. Color the tallest, circle the shortest. It's fantastic. So you can tell I love this curriculum. The only thing I will say specifically about PKA, the last 2 chapters for this curriculum, it was numbers to 10 part 1, numbers to 10 part 2. The end got repetitive. That last chapter, my child already knew all the numbers 1 to 10. He knew those concepts. He really didn't need that last chapter, so honestly we skipped some of the lessons and moved on to PKB because he was ready for it. He understood the concepts, and that is one of the great things about homeschooling, is when your child understands something, as the teacher, look over things, and if the child already knows them like solidly, you can move on and you don't have to slug your child along through, no, we have to finish this type of mentality. So guys, I think that's my thoughts on PKA, and hopefully that kind of showed you how a lesson kind of goes. You have the teacher's manual, you look at it, you gather all the supplies you might need for what you want to teach that day. You don't have to do all the centers, you don't have to do all because there's some songs, there's books. You don't have to do that all. You do the textbook with the child, you do the workbook with the child, you do some hands-on activities if you want to. The lesson that I showed you didn't have a book recommendations, but sometimes they have book recommendations. You read the book to the child. Like, fun stuff for a pre-Ker, great bonding time to have with your pre-Ker as well. I have really nothing negative to say other than it's very repetitive, but that's what some 4-year-olds need. Well, I hope this video kind of gave you an idea of what Singapore Dimensions PKA has to offer, if this is the right curriculum for your pre-Ker. I hope it helped. I really, really do. Now, I think that is everything for this video. Now, leave me in the comments below if you have any questions about this curriculum. I'm more than happy to answer them. And with that being said, I hope wherever you are having a fantastic day. Bye.